We can get started. I love going to pick your own farms. So today we're going to talk about how you get from the pick your own farm to what you have at your table in your house. There's several things we're going to talk about. The first one is why pick your own? Why not just get it from the grocery store? We'll talk about some of the local farms, some of my favorites, what you should pick and when. There's actually a calendar for this. What do you do with your produce after you've picked it? And then as an example of what you can do with your produce, a little lesson on how to freeze blueberries. Why pick your own? Why not go to the grocery store? Well, it's much fresher when you get it right off the plant. I'm actually fond of, as I'm picking my berries, tasting just a few, or you're picking an apple and you just have to sample. You want to make sure they're good. You don't want to eat too many because you don't want to steal from the farm, but fresh is best. It's also seasonal. The apples that you're buying in season are much better than the ones you buy off season or that have traveled hundreds or thousands of miles from some other country. So that's another part of picking your own. And it's a lot of fun, even though it's not necessarily cheaper. My husband and I really enjoy, even without the kids, going and picking our own produce. And this is not from our garden. There are some local farms that I have been to over the last, let's say, 50 years. Butler's Orchard is one of the first ones we went to. I was about 10 years old the first time we went, and it's in Gaithersburg. It used to be way out in the middle of nowhere, but now it's definitely not in the middle of nowhere. There's subdivisions all around it. Lareland Farms is a little further away. It's in Woodbine, Maryland. It's in Howard County, just straight up New Hampshire Avenue. Homestead Farm is in Montgomery County, part of the agricultural reserve by White's Ferry and Poolsville. They each sell. Butler's Orchard is, I find, is best for strawberries, although since I'm now growing my own, I haven't been there in a while. Lareland Farms I like for cherries, raspberries, blueberries, and Homestead Farm I like for peaches and apples. And they all have goats and things for kids to enjoy. Butler's Orchard charges admission. The other ones charge you for your containers. And I kind of like charging for my containers because I feel like it's more related to what I'm picking. When's the best time to pick? If you're looking for strawberries, you want to pick in May. The strawberry season just ends in like the first week in June. Memorial Day is a prime time for picking strawberries, and it lasts for about 4 to 5 weeks. Cherries are good for about 2 weeks in June. That was like last week and this week, and then they're gone. They ripen all at once. Raspberries and blackberries start being ripe in June, and they go through parts of July. Raspberries actually come back again in August. They have their early raspberries and late raspberries. Blueberries are available from the end of June until sometime in August. There are also multiple varieties of blueberries, so the early ones are ready now. In August, you'll see later ones. If you time things right, as we did last weekend, we picked cherries, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries all on one trip. Peaches ripen in August. There are several varieties, white peaches, yellow peaches, but they're all around the same time. Apples, as you know, many varieties, so they're available starting in August with things like Granny Smith and McIntosh. In October, you're getting Stamens and Winesaps. And although they're not fruit, a lot of the pick your own farms do pumpkins in October. You can also sometimes get various vegetables. I've seen peas, beans, Swiss chard. They don't let you pick corn. I don't think it's susceptible to pick your own. Here's our trip to Lareland Farm, a little bit of a field trip for Toastmasters. As I said, it's in Woodbine, Maryland. Doesn't charge admission. It's about 40 minutes away. It was gorgeous on Sunday. And we went blueberry picking. When you're blueberry picking, you want to make sure you only pick blueberries that are fully blue. They have a kind of dusty sheen on the outside. And if it's a hot and sunny day, as it almost always is, there aren't trees in the berry field. So don't forget to bring your hat, your sunscreen, and plenty of water to drink. When you get your berries home, you want to put them in a shallow container so they don't crush each other. I actually picked into a plastic bag that they sold me at the farm. And that's great for walking around the orchard, but the plastic bag, all the berries at the bottom get squished. So as soon as I get them home, I put them in a flat container. This is an old strawberry container from Butler's. You also don't want to leave your berries in the hot car because they will cook. Clean your berries in plenty of cool water. You want to remove any debris that might have come along with them, like leaves, stems. You want to take out any damaged fruit, although if you do it right after you come home from the farm, there should be less damaged fruit. If you're planning to freeze your berries, you want to dry them first, because if they're not dry, they will stick together as the water on them forms ice. So I like to put them in a shallow container with a paper towel and shake it back and forth until they're a little bit dry. You can also let them air dry, and if you're not freezing them, you don't have to bother drying them at all. You can just eat them straight or use them straight. Then for freezing, I like to pack the berries into plastic containers with lids. You can also use Ziploc bags. You don't want to fill it too full because they expand a little bit when they're frozen. And it's very important to label them with what's in the box and what date it was. When I went looking for berries, I found some from 2021 still in the freezer, but fortunately you could tell. And they're still good. Things you can do with your berries. Pie is one of my favorites. You can also make jam, blueberry muffins. You can just stick them on top of your cereal. You can eat them plain out of hand. All of these are excellent ways to use your berries. So I highly recommend checking out one of the Pick Your Own farms. Blueberry season certainly goes until August, so you can use my guide to get yourself some berries and enjoy them. Thank you.